I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start, but as we saw, he came to my ears and whispered, "Please be easy on me." He thought I'm Mike Tyson, and I will follow his script 40 seconds after I broke the clown's jaw. We are boxers, not content creators. I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start, but as we saw...
The day after I woke up and told my wife, "Why did I do that?" I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on. I remember one thing, I had a very hard moment in that part of my life, but I assure you in that age, I could have put that clown in the first round, but I sold my soul. And
It's like this is the clearest fixed fight you're ever gonna see. But look at this guy holding his hands up and watch. Look at that. He literally shows him his chin, and he goes down. It's so fake. Look at, he's got nothing. It's like a guy who just learned boxing.
Who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. And then you're gonna fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division.
I didn't want to put him down early. You all know I was handcuffed. I don't want to say anything that I will be regretting in the future, but all I can say now is the first 20 seconds was enough for me to end Jake Paul.
People keep saying this won't kill influencer boxing, and they're probably right. Poison rarely kills instantly. It works slowly, quietly. It weakens the system over time. And this moment poisoned the well. You won't see it today. You'll see it later, when fewer fighters say yes, when commissions start asking harder questions, when hesitation replaces hype. The Mike Tyson angle still lingers in my mind. Memory gaps aren't casual remarks. They're warning flares. And flares don't launch themselves. Whether the cause was physical, psychological, or something far more uncomfortable, it was never resolved. It was buried beneath memes, noise, and manufactured excitement. Now Joshua's punch has dug that grave back open. And once graves are reopened, people start asking the question no one wanted to ask before. Who put the body there in the first place?
That guy did great for someone who's been boxing for less than a decade. He has had no real professional opponents other than Tommy Fury that were legitimate world-class boxers.
Here's what a lot of people are missing. This rattled fighters behind the scenes far more than fans realize. Professionals don't see drama. They see warning signs. And what they just witnessed felt like the rulebook changing mid-sentence. But that's terrifying. Because it means the line between spectacle and sport didn't blur, it snapped. And once that line breaks, commissions grow cautious, insurers get twitchy, and what once looked like easy money suddenly starts asking hard questions. And when that happens, it never ends quietly.
Oh no, I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little. Listen, know what I remember? Coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jake is doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh yeah, a little bow at the end, he bowed.
And that's the last thing I remember. But the day after the fight, the day after I woke up and told my wife, "Why did I do that?" I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
What did you think of Jake's power, man, when you were in there?
I don't remember it, but my body was really sore. Yeah, my body, my chest, my stomach and stuff was really sore.
Watch how calm everyone appears on the surface, and how frantic it feels underneath. That's reputation management at work. And the longer clear answers take to arrive, the worse it smells. Because if everything were clean, clarity would be easy. But nothing about this feels clean. It feels filtered, negotiated, softened. And when a story gets softened that quickly, it's usually because something much sharper is hiding just out of frame.
Also nuts, right? Just the fact that he's willing to fight the two-time heavyweight champion, former Olympic gold medalist, a guy who's gigantic in his prime, built like a Greek god. And you're going to stand, and he's a one-punch killer, and you're going to stand in front.
When Joe Rogan weighed in on this moment, he echoed what had already become clear from Joshua's performance. I don't see Joshua as a villain or a hero. I see him as an accelerant. He didn't create the mess. He exposed it sooner than anyone planned. And exposure is dangerous because it strips away control. Control was the real currency here. Control over opponents, control over narratives, and control over outcomes. And with one punch, that control vanished. And control is never surrendered quietly. It's resisted, metaphorically or otherwise.
Could only take so much. And at a certain, like that one that he got from Joshua, say if you have like a punch card, you have like so many punches that you can get in your life, which I believe you do. I believe there's a certain number. That one was like 10 punches.
Yeah.
That was like,
Yeah.
There was a lot of concussions in that one punch.
Sure.
That was real damage.
Some people will say, relax. It's just boxing. Injuries happen. Move on. That response is lazy because context matters. This context was saturated with marketing language, selling legitimacy that hadn't been earned. And when marketing outruns reality, someone always pays the difference. This time, the bill came due in bone and metal. Now that bill is being passed around, with everyone hoping someone else picks it up. And the passing is starting to look frantic.
Pain?
Yeah, but
Does it hurt?
it's not from like talking.
Talk to me about what your jaw feels like, because you got
It's like a baseball in there.
two
then-
plates,
It just feels like
4 titanium plates.
4 titanium plates. How many do you have?
Just one.
8 screws. 8 screws.
I don't think Jake Paul is evil. I think he's a product. And products get pushed until they break. And when they break, the manufacturer blames the user. The user blames the environment. The environment blames chance. And chance becomes the scapegoat. But chance doesn't schedule fights. People do. And people make decisions. And decisions have consequences, even when nobody wants to own them. And this consequence is still unfolding.
But after the Floyd fight, maybe we can have a rematch. He did well, but I want to try it again.
Is that something that you would be interested in terms of righting the wrong and not
I would be interested. Yes, I would. I would be interested in that.
This ends with Anthony Joshua detonating Jake Paul's entire business model with a single punch and sending promoters, commissions, and influencers straight into panic mode. And no, this doesn't feel real. So stay with me, because the way this spiraled is darker than anyone wants to admit, that I'm convinced someone is already lying about what they knew and when they knew it. And that's going to matter far more than the knockout itself. Because this wasn't a fight going wrong. This was a system malfunctioning on live television, and everyone felt it at the same time. I keep replaying the moment, and somehow each replay makes it worse. Because this wasn't just Joshua hurting a man. This was reality slamming headfirst into a carefully padded fantasy. You could see it in Jake Paul's body language before the punch even landed, that brief flicker of realization. Oh, this guy isn't playing along. And once that thought lands, there's no influencer pivot, no camera angle, and no edit that can save you. That's when the room goes quiet. Not shocked quiet, scared quiet. The kind of silence that should worry anyone who actually cares about combat sports. Here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Jake Paul didn't climb boxing. He curated it, handpicked it, sanitized it, controlled the risk variables the way a startup tests beta software. And when reality ignores the test parameters, everything breaks at once. And that illusion holds, right up until someone like Anthony Joshua steps in with zero interest in the narrative. Zero interest in protecting a brand. Zero interest in pretending this is content. Joshua didn't break any rules. He followed the oldest one there is. Hit the guy until he stops moving. The panic that followed tells you everything you need to know. People rush to throw around the word bravery like it's a shield. But bravery without wisdom is just negligence. And negligence is exactly what lawyers and insurers start circling like sharks. Because someone signed off on this knowing the gap, knowing the danger, knowing how ugly this could get. Now watch how fast the conversation pivots from judgment to toughness. Because toughness is safer than accountability. Trust me, somewhere right now, someone in a suit is rehearsing a sentence they pray never leaks. Don't get distracted by the blood in the replays. The real damage was psychological and structural. Once the illusion breaks, you can't unsee it. Every influencer boxer now wakes up in a colder world, knowing the ceiling was never hypothetical. It was concrete. And Joshua smashed someone straight into it. Here's the part that should unsettle you. Promoters knew this was possible. They just didn't think it would look this final. This is clean. This is unforgiving. And that miscalculation is where secrets start leaking. So ask yourself, why did the tone change so fast? Why did the joke stop? Why did Joe Rogan suddenly sound less like a hype man and more like someone remembering funerals? Because fighters don't watch fights the way fans do. They don't watch fights the way fans do. Fighters watch timing, distance, and intent. And what they saw was a man realizing mid-fight that the safety net was imaginary. Imaginary safety nets are how careers and lives get wrecked. And that realization landed hard. What really unsettles me isn't the knockout. It's how predictable the aftermath is. Boxing history is a graveyard of moments where entertainment was pushed too far and everyone pretended to be shocked afterward. It always follows the same curve: laughter, curiosity, concern, and regret. And right now, we're sliding fast toward regret. Regret is when timelines get rewritten. When people claim they were uncomfortable all along. I don't buy that for a second. These aren't amateurs wandering into danger. These are professionals who understand force, damage, and risk curves. Which means this wasn't accidental.